So the alien looked like an amphibian. He had kind of greenish brown, rubbery kind of looking skin, but it wasn't someone in a rubber suit. I could tell it was a organism. And he had really big, translucent green eyes like this, and a really wide mouth with really lots of sharp teeth. And it was went sloped down like this. His whole body was conical, kind of. He also had tentacles under his mouth all the way around. I think he had maybe 8 or 10 tentacles. Then his body came out like this, and he had two really big paddle feet, almost like fins. But he was standing up. And then he snaked this tentacle toward my forehead, and he touched me on the forehead with his tentacle like this, and he communicated to me telepathically in images. He was telling me a story. It was kind of like watching a movie in a way. And he told me how his government abducted him um, against his will to be part of this experiment of interacting with aliens. I mean, of course, because we're aliens to them. With the secret government of Earth. And he didn't want to be part of it. He had been in the military and just wanted to live a quiet life with his family, being a subsistence fisherman. They have a really watery planet. I don't know if it's most of it's covered in water more than Earth, I think. And I don't. They live in the ocean, and um, they live well. They're how they lived before they had all the technology was they live in kind of like inside of something like underground. It's like a beaver dam made out of rock, and they'd swim in underneath and then come up and be in the air. But then they can breathe water and air. So anyway, he just wanted to be a subsistence fisherman and be left alone by the government and not have anything to do with aliens or interdimensional space travel. But they forced him to do it because he had prior knowledge of us from his military experience, and because he wouldn't uh, be afraid of alien contact. It was a one-way trip because their technology is not. They're not gods, their technology is limited. So for some reason, um, there was only a one-way trip here. You can't go back home. So when he told me these things, I got really angry and I screamed because I had empathic, uh, empathic anger. And when I screamed, a psychic blast came out of my being, um, and it shattered the two-way mirror, and all the people ripped the earphones off their ears and covered their ears, and then the it broke my when I screamed, it broke my trance. So the lady in the black dress ran in the room, and she grabbed me and injected me with the tranquilizer, and then I just passed out. And when as I was waking up, she was hypnotizing me, and she said, "You fell asleep in the dentist chair." I fell asleep in the dentist chair. You had a bad dream. I had a bad dream. You had a silly dream, but you don't remember what it was anymore. I had a silly dream, but I don't remember what it was anymore. Yep, your mouth looks good. Here's some toothbrush and she basically told me it was just a normal dental visit, and I just had a bad dream. And they put me. Basically, she told me that they made me fall asleep. They made me fall asleep because they pulled out some of my teeth, and I had too many teeth, so they had to pull some out, and so they made me fall asleep, and then I had a bad dream while I was asleep because they were taking my teeth out, and because they were taking my teeth out, it made me have a bad dream. But as long as you know it's just a bad dream, then you're okay. And it wasn't real. And I said, it was real. It was real. She said, no, it's just a bad dream. It's just a bad dream. It was? I said, it was? She said, yeah, it was just a bad dream. You were yelling things. You were yelling things when you were asleep. But you didn't hurt your mouth or anything, thank God. And then she took me to Mom and said, your son's really good in the dentist chair, and there's his toothbrush, and blah, blah, blah. And my mom said, okay, thank you. It was weird because it didn't seem weird to her that she wasn't wearing the dental thing, but I don't know, she was just wearing a black dress, so I could just be anything black on, like, it's like a business suit. It was pretty typical, but then the men was not so typical. That was pretty weird because they looked like to have black ties, because it looked like they're going to a funeral or something. I think it has some weird black and white mind control shit. I don't know what it means. But anyway, that's the story of my government abduction, I guess, if you want to call it. Experimentation. And if you don't think aliens exist, you don't think the government has secrets, then you're probably in a mind control trance.